Today I'm going to show you how to survive a quiet place's Aros, and possibly how to fight them.
The Aros are alien life forms that come from a far planet called Loki. The creatures are stated as evolutionary perfect machines that have armored skin that can withstand everything. Apparently nothing can penetrate their skin. They have super speed, sharp claws, they are very stealthy, superhuman strength, longevity, enhanced hearing allowing them to hear a floorboard creak from miles away, echolocation, reactive evolution, resistance to extreme temps, oxygen dependence because they arrived on an asteroid, and like any classic alien, technology manipulation.
All we know so far is that they hunt anything that make a noise, and excluding the sequel, the only people that we've seen get killed by the Aros are, in order, 4-year-old Boa Abbott, a raccoon, an old man, and possibly his wife, and Lee Abbott.
The Aros don't fuck around when you make a noise. The time it took to hear the old man rush over to him and then kill him took 25 seconds. It took a monster 2 seconds to kill Bo and 17 seconds to kill Lee in the most heartbreaking scene, which I think is called A Father's Duty.
I tear up just thinking about it. So how do you survive against these? Well, I have some tips that can help you prepare for the Aros, or if the Aros are already there. Number 1, learn sign language.
The Abbotts communicate through the entire film with ASL. American Sign Language comes naturally to them because they obviously can't communicate to Regan with auditory vocalization or speech.
Number 2, ditch the shoes. Do you realize how much noise shoes make?
We all have memories of hearing that one teacher in the school who wore high heels walking down the hall on the south side of the building and you're on the north.
Barefoot is the best way to go when living a lifestyle of quiet because the skin on your feet will dampen the sound and barely make noise as you walk. This actually leads into my next tip, sand paths. Sand paths are a lifesaver and you'll thank me later.
A sand path plus your new barefoot lifestyle equals almost no sound produced.
You still produce sound while walking on the sand, but it's not loud enough for the Aros to even notice. Number 4, get underground and soundproof. Try to make an underground bunker that is both soundproof and sound dampening.
The Abbotts converted their barn basement into a type of bunker that is lined with layers upon layers of newspaper. We learn later that the sound dampening works as Lee and Evelyn can have a verbal conversation about the two other kids. I don't know why I said it like that.
But now let's say you're in a pinch and you are cornered by an Aros or multiple. What can you do? Oven timers. Oven timers can be a lifesaver when cornered by an Aros.
Evelyn uses this in A Quiet Place by setting it on one side of the basement while she waited on the other. When the Aros entered the basement, she played the waiting game.
That's another thing. Stay calm while you're around the Aros. If you don't stay calm, or at least calm down enough that you can actually think logically, you could end up stumbling, making noise, and luring the Aros even closer to you. And also, we don't want to get a claw through the abs because we couldn't control our breathing and we started hyperventilating.
But once the oven timer goes off, due to its small size, the Aros will slash and bash at the oven timer, giving enough time to give it the slip.
Now let's kill this bitch. And you may be wondering, how the hell are we going to kill this thing? Well, I have a simple answer. Sound and a gun.
I said before that the creature's skin is impenetrable, but let me introduce you to the first person to find a weakness.
Regan Abbott.
Regan Abbott is the daughter of Lee and Evelyn Abbott. The thing about Regan is that she is deaf since birth. She can't hear anything, and that is a concern for the family because they worry she might make a sound and they'll lose her too. Lee tried creating a hearing aid that would allow her to hear. Every single one hasn't worked. But what we learned slowly is that this fact is what has saved Regan before. The hearing aid would create audio feedback, which if you've heard audio feedback before, it hurts.
And it is a benefit to us.
Regan turns on when they are cornered by one of the Aros. When the feedback starts, both Regan and the Aros start to get affected, but Regan removes the hearing aid. She recovers while the Aros is still thrashing about, and Regan slams the hearing aid against the microphone, creating a feedback loop causing the Aros to pass out. Now, we can use sound to kill the Aros, but the Abbotts didn't leave it on the microphone long enough or had enough to kill it, so it got back up. But this is where the gun comes in.
The shifting plates on its head stay open long enough for you to place a well-aimed shot. Now the type of gun to use. It's kind of hard for me to tell you because all we've seen is a shotgun, so I guess a shotgun.
Now be careful and prepared because the gunshot will alert any Aros in the area. So, take that into consideration. Once that you can prove to the military that
we can kill it.
Military can use sonic weapons to kill them and we win Earth back.
But I hope now you have a contingency against the Aros from A Quiet Place. Let me know in the comments below what are some strategies you might employ to fight against the Aros, and until the next video, I'll see you in the future. Bye guys.